Welcome. And today we'll dive into a couple of great I Don't Work Here Lady stories and their reactions. Coming up we have Karen slapped and pushed me because I was ignoring her and not helping. Plus we have husband goes full drill sergeant on a Karen. And finally, 404, the hotel you wanted to stay at no longer exists. I just know you're gonna love these stories, so this should be a fun session. Hi, this is Derek. I just put the drama llama, Fred, back in his pen so that I can do this quick video for you with some of the stuff that Fred found on Reddit earlier today. If this is your first time watching our videos, help me out by watching to the end, and then giving me some feedback in the comment area below. I do respond to every single one, so don't be shy. And if you want more of these videos daily, don't forget to like and subscribe, with notifications turned on for this channel. Oh boy, let's get ready for some incredible stories. Praveen Shankar 007 posted, Karen slapped and pushed me because I was ignoring her and not helping. I am an 18 years old male, born completely deaf and mute. Also, I am partially blind in my left eye. I live with my sister, 28 female, who had been taking care of me since our parents died. Recently she got married and went on her honeymoon. So I am on my own for a few weeks. This happened yesterday. Usually, whenever I go out I am accompanied by my sister due to my disability. But now, since she is on her honeymoon, I had to go out alone. There was a new supermarket opened in our area, and I needed some items. So decided to go there and grab them. My bad for wearing a red colored shirt almost similar to the employees working there. But if you look closely, you could see that it was not the uniform. I was at the electronics section looking for some batteries, when I see an old man struggling to get some DVDs at the top shelf. Since I am tall, I helped him. He thanked me, I can do lip reading, and went on his way. Then I began looking for the batteries. That's when I felt someone grab my left wrist. I turned around and a woman in her late 40s slapped me. She was speaking something, but I couldn't follow her lips as she spoke too fast. However, I was able to catch some words like you, ignore, job, etc. So I signed to her that I am deaf. Apparently, this was a wrong move because she became more irate towards the signs. Again she was yelling something but I couldn't catch anything. So I took my notebook and started writing that I am deaf and mute. Before I could finish, she grabbed my notebook and pen and threw them away. Then she slapped me again and pushed me to the ground. Luckily, by this time a store employee came to see what the commotion was about. He saw me on the ground and helped me up. Then he asked me what happened. Before I can sign to him, Karen starts to yell at the employee. I don't know that she said as she was not facing me. After she finished, I signed to employee that I cannot hear or speak. Fortunately, he understood and explained this to the lady. But she is still not convinced. She tries to assault me again, but I moved away. Then I wrote and showed the employee to call the cops on her. The employee nodded and called the cops. Karen tried to run away, but the security caught her. The police arrived in about 10 minutes. They first talked to the employee who explained the situation, about how Karen assaulted me because she mistook me for a store employee. One police officer comes and speaks to me. I understood that he wanted my version of events, so I wrote everything down and showed it to the officer. Then they went to check the CCTV footage. Then came back and asked me if I wanted to press charges. I gladly said yes. Karen was then placed in handcuffs and given a free ride at the back of a police cruiser. The manager then explained to me that Karen thought I worked there. And she became angry that I ignored her. She had been standing on my left side, so obviously I couldn't see her. The store manager then offered me a 50% discount on the products. I texted my sister about the events that happened and she was livid. Oh, did I mention that my sister is a lawyer? She told me that she herself will be handling the case. And would see to that Karen would get maximum time. Court date is in around 40 days. I will update about it after court. I noticed many were asking about masks. She was indeed wearing one. But during that encounter she had it on under her chin and not covering the nose or mouth. Also, lawyers in India can represent their family in court as long as they are not directly involved in it and the judge is not a relative to the lawyer. What are your thoughts on Crepe Suzette 85 story? Please share in the comments below. Here's how some Reddit members reacted to this story. Veritas Man reacted with, "Good job pressing charges. F her. Too many stories that involve not pressing charges." Fooder reacted with, "Holy heck, there is no excuse for what she did. Whether you were an employee or not. Deaf or hearing, blind or not, mute or not, no one has any right to lay their hands on you. I am livid just for you, oh my god. I am so glad you pressed charges. That entitled brat will learn that her actions have consequences. And she cannot treat people that way. You could have gotten so seriously hurt being caught off guard. Are you doing okay?" What a bunch of great reactions. Now on to the next story posted by French Freya 83. Who posted, "Husband goes full drill sergeant on a Karen." Before I start this story, I have to tell you about my husband. I'm French and we met while he was on vacation in Europe. One thing led to another and now I live in Ohio with him. He is a hard-working gentleman, an army veteran of 2 conflicts. And thought he has a very serious and almost hostile demeanor, think resting Biotch face. But angrier and on a guy, he is a big teddy bear. Quick to make a joke or pull a prank and easy to laugh. He is also very protective of me. Since I'm not here to gush on him, I'll go on. We were out getting groceries last week. As we were checking out, I was bagging up all our stuff. Because the store now requires that you bag your own goods if you bring your own bags. No big deal. He pays, and I stay to help a very elderly lady behind him bag her groceries. And put them in her cart. He had helped her unload them. And we offered to help her put them in her car. She shuffles away from the register and I move to follow. As I turn away, I hear behind me, "Where the hell do you think you're going?" I turn to see a very angry looking woman glaring at me. I told her politely that I didn't work at the store and I had just helped the elderly lady to be polite. And that I was now leaving with my husband to go home. I had never met an American Karen before, so I thought this would be the end of it. I turned to walk away and feel a vice grip on my arm. "Don't be lazy. Just do your job and help bag my groceries." I didn't even have time to respond, she had barely finished speaking. When my husband wrenched her hand off me and was yelling in her face. This was the first time in the 10 years we've been together that I saw the old soldier come out. His nose might have been 3 inches from hers and his voice was loud and frightening. "Who the F do you think you are? How dare put your hands on my wife? She told you she doesn't work here. Are you too effing stupid to understand simple English? Go pay for your poop, bag your own damn groceries. And don't you dare utter another effing sound." The silence after that was intense. A store full of people could hear a pin drop. The look on her face wasn't even angry, it was pure terror. She shuffled back to her aisle and waited for the cashier. My husband went to the old lady and said, "I am so sorry you had to hear all that, ma'am. I apologize if my language was offensive. I hope you will still allow us to help you load your groceries into your car." It was surreal, like he had just flipped on a switch and flipped it back off. Also, we got chased down by the store manager who suggested we could be banned. Because of the yelling and bad language. Husband just shrugged and said they had better ban the Karen too for assaulting me. And that there are other grocery stores in town. We just go to this one because it's close. Didn't get banned. What are your thoughts on Crepe Suzette 85 story? Please share in the comments below. Here's how some Reddit members reacted to this story. The Actual Freak 320 reacted with, "It is common for military veterans to have that switch. Everyone has the switch. Just being able to control it is the real challenge and military training just helps a lot." Artilleryman 08 reacted with, "Creepy, this is literally my wife and I. She's French and we met in Ireland and now live in Colorado, and I'm a veteran." What a bunch of great reactions. Now on to the next story posted by ePoop, who posted, 404, "The hotel you wanted to stay at no longer exists. This is kinda mixture between malicious compliance and I don't work here. Too lazy didn't read. I took a booking for a local hotel I didn't work for. That was about to be demolished. Back in the late 90s I worked bar in a small town in rural Ireland, 500 people, 3 pubs, 1 hotel. It's a wee seaside village and quite picturesque, and is therefore plagued by tourists during any holidays. We lived directly opposite the hotel. The hotel was about to be razed, cheers you bionic toe, to the ground, and rebuilt without the 60 years of nicotine stains. The demolition was due to start in January, and the work due to be completed sometime in 2003. It's a small town. Everyone knows everything as long as it's about someone else's business. The hotel's reception phone number is one number away from my parents' landline number. It's New Year's Eve, or more accurately 4 a.m. on New Year's Day. I'm home from my shift dealing with drunk idiots that, as this was the 90s, want nothing but Baileys and creme de menthe shots and Bacardi breezers, with the occasional Irish coffee and pint of Guinness, that they'll order last as an afterthought and then complain about the wait. 4 a.m. My parents' living room. I'm having a wee decompress and a whiskey. Phone rings, instinct kicks in, town name Harbour Bar, Happy New Year. A slurred Belfast accent winds into my auditory canal. For most people reading this, when you think of an Irish accent you probably think of a Cork or Galway accent, nice and lyrical. This is not the case with a spy Belfast accent. Think of a dentist drill that runs on tonic wine ordering McDonald's through its nasal passages. Spied, noun, if you're English think chav, Scottish think Ned, Merkin think white trash I guess, etc. etc. Alright mucker? I've had a effing crackin' time tonight. We're booking the same nights for next year. Room 109, Jamie see you next Tuesday face. Aw sorry mate, you'll have bother. Town name hotel is closing in January and reopening in 2003. And the number for reception is 555-5545, this is a private residence. How the F would you know that? You said this was the bar. Just put me through to reception you lazy coolchi, see you next Tuesday. Coolchi noun. Derogatory term for a country person. F off mate? I know, razor sharp wit. Oscar Wilde would be proud. Hangs up. Phone rings. Don't you effing dare hang up on me you cow effer BS. Cow effer BS, a person who F cows. Belfast people often accuse the rules of cow effing, which is odd because pigs are so much lower maintenance, and you can test cosmetics on them to pretty them up. Town name hotel reception is 555-5545. This is a private residence on 555-5554. Don't call again. This happens a few more times because the daft drunk see you next Tuesday is just hitting redial. It escalates with varying degrees of profanity as we both have drink taken. Me to a lesser extent. I unplug the phone from the wall. A few minutes pass. I'm formulating a plan. I plug the phone back in. Phone rings. I put on my best receptionist voice. Good morning, town name hotel reception. How can I help you? Is that Mr. J? See you next Tuesday face from room 109. How may I be of service? That's better. I want to book for next year same nights. Certainly Mr. See you next Tuesday face. We even have a 50% loyalty discount as you're a previous guest. Same days. Effin' right. Okay, that's all booked in for next year, arriving on the morning of the 31st. Yes. Brilliant. Wonderful, we will see you then. That year, I went away to uni, came back for Christmas. Many things happened in the time in between, but then New Year's Eve came along. My folks and I were in the living room looking out at a gigantic hole that used to be a hotel. And our other windows look out over the bay, and having a few beers. A car we don't recognize pulls up opposite the hole where the hotel used to be. And three confused looking Belfast spies get out beside the big hole where town name hotel was. Something clicks in the back of my head and I am just pishing myself laughing. I explained the whole thing to my dad who I'd relayed the story to. These effers drove about an hour to get here just to find out they've got nowhere to stay. We enjoy the show and open fresh tins. As they start screaming at each other in front of our house. It was a fun New Year's Eve. What are your thoughts on Crepe Suzette 85 story? Please share in the comments below. Here's how some Reddit members reacted to this story. Echo Fox Alpha reacted with, "This is beautiful and they deserve that, I die laughing." Thanks for the footnotes. It never could have guessed what a cow effer BS was if you had clarified. DOOZ3R reacted with. My grandmother had the same thing happen, but it was a train station. Guy kept calling, she kept saying I don't know, finally grabs my uncle's toy train whistle. And blows it in the phone and says, "Sorry, you just missed it." Surprisingly, he didn't call back. Lol. Well, there you have it. A perfectly great set of reactions from a bunch of upstanding citizens. Help support this channel by smashing the like and subscribe buttons. And hit that silly little bell as well to ensure you get the latest videos as they come out. Fred is always finding stuff for me to post regularly. So this is Derek signing off. Thanks for watching. Good grief, it sounds like Fred is out of his pen again. He must have found more stories for me to share with you. See you soon.